Let me tell you something I have learned after 4 decades of working with older adults. Walking is good. It is a start, but it is not enough. If you are over 65, and especially if you are between 65 and 80, and you want to stay strong, independent, and free from pain, you need to do more than just walk. I know that sounds harsh. You have probably heard for years that walking every day is the best thing you can do. And yes, it is certainly better than doing nothing. But walking alone does not build muscle the way your body needs. It does not protect your bones the way they deserve. And it does not keep your joints moving in all the ways they were designed to move. The truth is, as we age, our muscles shrink. This process is called sarcopenia. It begins as early as our 30s but accelerates after 60. If you are not actively using your muscles, you are losing them. The problem is, when muscle loss continues unchecked, it leads to weakness, instability, and eventually a loss of independence. A 2019 study published in Age and Aging showed that seniors who incorporated resistance and balance training at least twice a week reduced their risk of falling by more than 30%. That's not a small number. That is the difference between staying in your own home or being moved to assisted living. That is the difference between walking into a room or rolling into it in a chair. Now, I am not just speaking to you as a physician. I am speaking to you as someone who has seen patients lose what they didn't have to lose. I am speaking to you as someone who knows how strong you still are. But strength does not stay with us out of kindness. Strength stays with us when we make the choice to earn it every day. Let me share with you 5 exercises that I consider essential for every senior between the ages of 65 and 80. These are not exotic movements. You do not need a fancy gym, but they are powerful. If you give these exercises your attention, they will give you your life back. Not just more years, but better years. Years where you move freely, where you reach up to the top shelf without wincing, where you get out of a chair without struggling, where you walk up the stairs without holding on to the railing like it is your lifeline. The first exercise is the bodyweight squat. Now, I know the word squat might scare some of you, but hear me out. This is not about lifting heavy weights or pushing yourself to the limit. This is about reclaiming the power of sitting and standing, which you do every single day. A proper squat strengthens your thighs, your hips, and your glutes. These are the muscles that help you rise from a chair or a toilet. In a 2020 study in the Journal of Gerontology, seniors who performed squats 3 times per week for 8 weeks showed a 25% increase in lower body strength. That strength translates directly into reduced risk of falling and greater mobility. Start small. Stand in front of a chair. Lower yourself down slowly, touch the chair with your backside, then stand back up. Do this 5 to 10 times a day. Gradually increase the number. What matters most is control, not speed, not perfection, just commitment. If you cannot do it alone at first, hold on to a table, use your arms, build your confidence. The goal is not to do it all at once. The goal is to begin. The second exercise is what I call the wall push-up. Many older adults avoid upper body exercises because they think it is not necessary or they fear it will hurt their shoulders. But the truth is, your arms and chest are what help you open doors, lift groceries, and push yourself out of bed. A wall push-up is simple and safe. You stand facing a wall, place your palms flat against it, shoulder width apart. Step back a few feet, then bend your elbows and lean your chest toward the wall. Slowly push yourself back. This exercise works the chest, the shoulders, and the triceps. In a 2016 study in the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, researchers found that seniors who performed upper body strength exercises twice a week reported significantly fewer difficulties with daily activities after 12 weeks. Wall push-ups can be done anywhere. They require no equipment, and they build real functional strength. Aim to start with 10 repetitions a day, then build to 15 or 20. The beauty is that you are training your body to be strong where it matters most. Now let us talk about the third essential exercise. This one is the step up. If you want to protect yourself from falls, you must train your balance. You must train your ability to lift one leg at a time and remain stable. Step-ups are exactly what they sound like. You find a small step or sturdy box, you step up with one foot, then you step down, then repeat with the other leg. Simple, but incredibly effective. A 2018 study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who performed step-up exercises 3 times a week improved their balance scores by nearly 30% in just 6 weeks. That is enormous, especially for someone who has had a fall before. And if you have not fallen yet, let me tell you something with love and urgency. Do everything you can to stay that way. Falling is not a rite of passage in old age. It is a tragedy. It steals your freedom. But it is preventable. Start by holding on to something stable if you need to. A counter, a banister. As your balance improves, you will find yourself depending on it less. And one day, you will notice that you are walking up a flight of stairs without pausing, without fear. That is not just strength, that is confidence. And confidence is freedom. The fourth movement I want to share with you is the seated leg extension. Sit in a sturdy chair, keep your back straight. Slowly lift one leg until it is straight in front of you. Hold for a few seconds, then lower it, then switch legs. This may seem small, but it is one of the best ways to build strength in your quadriceps. These are the muscles in the front of your thighs. They are essential for knee health and walking stability. A 2017 study in the European Review of Aging and Physical Activity showed that isolated quadriceps strengthening significantly reduced knee pain in older adults with arthritis. You heard that right. Not just improved strength, reduced pain. That is because weak muscles force your joints to carry more of the burden. When you strengthen the muscles around a joint, you give that joint a chance to rest, to heal, to breathe. Do this exercise every other day. Start with 5 repetitions on each leg. Increase slowly. If you feel pain, back off a little. Not all pain is gain, but some discomfort means you are moving forward. Your body is waking up. Keep going. And finally, the 5th movement, the most overlooked and perhaps the most important, the dead hang. This is not a traditional exercise, but it is powerful. You simply hang from a sturdy bar with both hands. If you cannot lift your feet off the ground, that is fine. Just grip the bar and allow your shoulders to stretch. This decompresses the spine. It strengthens your grip, it opens your chest, and it realigns your posture. In a groundbreaking 2015 paper in the Spine Journal, researchers found that spinal decompression exercises, including passive hanging, significantly reduced chronic lower back pain in adults over 60. We spend so much of our lives hunched forward, over steering wheels, over kitchen counters, over walkers. The dead hang pulls us upright again. It is a reminder that our bodies were meant to stand tall. If you cannot find a bar, start by hanging from a sturdy door frame or a low branch in a park. Begin with 10 seconds. Work up to 30. As your grip improves, so will your sense of power. That is no small thing. Grip strength, according to a 2018 study in the British Medical Journal, is one of the strongest predictors of longevity in older adults. It tells us how strong your whole body is. It tells us how resilient you are. Now, I want to say something important. You are not weak because you are aging. You are not broken. You are not past the point of growth. I have seen 80-year-olds build muscle. I have seen 70-year-olds learn to balance again. But what I have never seen is a miracle that comes without effort. The body is waiting for you to make a choice. Every morning you wake up is an invitation to become stronger. Every movement you make is a message to your muscles that they still matter. Do not let fear or inertia keep you still. You do not need to do all 5 exercises today. Start with 1. Choose the one that feels most manageable. Do it with care, with consistency, and then add another. Over time, your body will respond. Your pain will lessen, your energy will rise, your world will open up again. Walking is a good beginning, but it is not the whole story. You deserve more than just movement. You deserve strength, you deserve freedom, you deserve to wake up each day and feel proud of what your body can do. And that will not come from simply putting one foot in front of the other on a sidewalk. It will come from pushing, from lifting, from standing, from reaching. You have the power. It is not gone. It is only waiting to be called upon. Let these 5 exercises be your call to action. Let this be the year you chose not to settle, not to shrink, not to fade. Let this be the year you stood up, reached out, and claimed your strength again. Your future is not behind you. It is still being written, and your body is ready to carry you into it. Can I really build strength at my age? Let me begin by telling you something you may not have heard enough. Yes, you can absolutely build strength at your age. Whether you are 65, 75, or even 85, your body still has the remarkable ability to grow stronger. This is not wishful thinking. This is not false hope. This is real science and real experience. I have seen it happen in my clinic. I have seen it in research studies. And most importantly, I have seen it in people who made the choice to stop believing that aging means decline. It is one of the most damaging myths we carry as a society, that once you reach a certain age, it is all downhill, that your muscles shrink, your bones weaken, and you just have to accept it. But what if I told you that most of that decline comes not from age, but from inactivity? What if I told you that sitting still is far more dangerous than growing older? Our muscles do not stop working just because the candles on our birthday cake increase. They stop working because we stop asking them to. In a landmark study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association in 2003, researchers found that even people in their 90s were able to significantly increase their muscle strength through resistance training. Let me say that again so it sinks in. People in their 90s. Not just maintaining strength, building it. That is not a miracle. That is biology. Our muscles are living tissue. They respond to stress, they respond to effort, and they respond to consistency, no matter how old we are. Now, I understand if you have doubts. Maybe you have lived with pain for years. Maybe you have been told to take it easy so many times that it feels like a prescription. Maybe you are afraid to hurt yourself. That fear is real. I respect it. But I will also tell you this. Doing nothing is not the safer path. Weak muscles make every part of life harder. They make your joints hurt more. They make walking riskier. They make you more dependent on others. That is not the future I want for you, and I do not believe that is the future you want either. Let's talk about what happens inside your body when you start to build strength. When you challenge your muscles, they respond by repairing and growing. This process is called hypertrophy. It may take a little longer in older adults than in younger ones, but it still happens. In fact, a 2011 review in Sports Medicine showed that older adults who engaged in progressive resistance training for as little as 12 weeks experienced significant gains in muscle mass and strength. Some even improved their walking speed and balance. That kind of change can mean the difference between living with assistance and living freely. But building strength is not just about muscles. It affects your bones too. You may have heard of osteoporosis, the thinning of bones that makes them more likely to break. What you may not know is that strength training is one of the most effective ways to combat it. According to a study published in Osteoporosis International, older women who performed resistance exercises twice a week for a year increased their bone density and reduced their risk of fractures. That is incredible, and it did not take magic. It took movement. And then there is the heart. Many people assume that strength training is only for building muscle and cardio is what helps the heart. But that is not the full picture. Strength training improves blood pressure. It helps regulate blood sugar. It reduces inflammation. In 2019, a study in the Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise Journal found that adults who did strength training at least twice a week had a lower risk of heart disease, even if they did not do cardio. So yes, lifting a small weight or using your own body to push and pull is not just for strength. It is for your life. Now let me speak to something even deeper, because I know this is not just about muscles and numbers. This is about how you feel. This is about waking up and feeling steady when you put your feet on the floor. This is about knowing you can carry your own groceries. This is about standing up from a chair without needing someone's hand. These are the things that matter most. And strength training gives them back to you, slowly, surely, powerfully. One of the most beautiful studies I have come across was conducted by Tufts University. Researchers took a group of older adults, all over 75, many frail and some using walkers. They had them perform simple resistance exercises with supervision for just 10 weeks. The results were astonishing. Participants improved their walking speed. They climbed stairs more easily. and many of them reported feeling more confident and more independent. Confidence. That is not something we talk enough about, but it matters just as much as strength. You may be wondering, where do I begin? You begin with what you can do, not what you used to do, not what someone else can do, what you can do. If that means sitting in a chair and lifting your legs, that is perfect. If it means doing wall push-ups, even better. The key is to start and to keep showing up. You do not need a gym. You do not need equipment. You need your body, your breath, and your will. Start with 2 days a week, maybe 3. Use light resistance at first. You can even use soup cans or water bottles. Focus on control, focus on breathing, and most of all, focus on how it makes you feel. Not just afterward, but during. Because this is not punishment. This is power. This is reclaiming something that belongs to you. Your strength is still yours. It has not disappeared. It is simply waiting to be awakened. I want you to believe me when I say this. You are not too old. You are not too far gone. You are not too weak to begin. Every muscle in your body is listening. It is waiting for a reason to come alive again. Give it that reason. Show it that you have not given up. Because the moment you do, it will answer back. And what it gives you in return is not just physical, it is emotional. It is spiritual. It is the quiet but powerful feeling of knowing you are not finished. Not yet. So yes, you can build strength at your age. You can become stronger than you were last year. You can stand taller, move with more ease, live with more freedom, and you can do it starting today, 1 rep at a time, 1 breath at a time. Your age does not define your limits. Your decision to move forward does. And I am here to tell you, from every ounce of science and every patient I have ever served, that your body's ready. Now it is your turn to believe it too.